Hi guys, and welcome to math class. Today's lesson is changing a whole number into a fraction. Okay, we need to know how to do this because we are going to be subtracting fractions from a whole number. But first we need to learn how to change the whole number into a fraction so that we can subtract another fraction. Okay, so let's look at our first question. We're going to do some together, and then you are going to try some on your own. So first what I want you to do is make sure that you have something to write with. Okay, the best thing moving forward, if you have a notepad or a notebook at home, you can make that your math notepad or your math notebook so that when we move forward in the future with these lessons, you always are writing the same place. So it's almost like having your math journal, okay? All right, so our first question is how many thirds are equal to 5? So when we look, okay, I'm circling this word thirds. Okay, because it's important. The word thirds tells us that we're working with groups of 3. Okay, so for instance, if I drew a rectangle, it would be in 3 pieces. Okay, so it's asking us how many of these it takes to equal 5 wholes. Okay, so 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 equals what? That's right, 1 whole. So this is 1 whole. Then I would draw another one. Okay, so now we have 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Count thirds with me, please. 4/3, 5/3, 6/3. And 6/3 is equal to 2. Okay, so we're at 6/3 right now. Okay, so we need to keep going. So we would draw another one. 7/3, 8/3, 9/3 is equal to 3 wholes. 9/3. Okay, all right. Do we have 5 wholes yet? No, we don't. So we need to keep going. Okay, draw another one. Now you know what I'm going to say is this drawing takes too much time and we don't need to do this, but for the first one we're going to do it. Okay, so now we have 9/3, 10/3, 11/3, 12/3. And how many wholes do we have? 4. Good. All right, last one is going to get us to 5 wholes. Okay, 12/3 was over here. So what's next? 13/3, 14/3, 15/3. So 5 equals how many thirds? 15 thirds. Very good. Okay, whew. All right, that was a lot of drawing. And you know I always say that drawing is not efficient. So how else can we do it? Okay, so we're working with groups of 3. So all we had to do was think, well, if I have 5 groups of 3, it's going to give me 15. And then I put my denominator, thirds, underneath of it. Okay? So, how many fifths are equal to 3? We're working with, what kind of group are we working with? Say it. Good, we're working with fifths. So how many fifths are equal to 3? We're working with groups of 5, just like up here we were working with groups of 3. So we're working with groups of 5. How many groups of 5 are we working with? 3 of them. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then now And you know what I just did? And I didn't even realize I was doing it. I just switched those two around. We were working with groups of 3 up there, and I did 5 groups of 3, and then down on here, I did 3 groups of 5. Oh, and we got the same answer, didn't we? Okay. So let's try these. How many halves are equal to 2? Halves means how many pieces are we working with if we have halves? We're working with 2 pieces. We're working with 2. There you go. 1, 2 are equal to 6 wholes. So if I did this 2 pieces 6 times, I did 2 pieces 6 times, I would get 12. Okay? All right, now I want you to try the next 2. Okay? And then we can log on at our meeting time, and I'm going to check back with you and see what you got as the answers for the last 2. Remember, make sure you're using pencil and paper and showing your work.